What if you could trust God? What if you could desire to want to please God by helping to serve and please other people? I'm thinking about a story that Henry told at the conference. Dr. Cloud was talking about a hospital, and he does consult a lot of people, and he was talking to this particular hospital and the administrators, and he talked to the chief of surgeons, and they had for a long time a desire to really increase their overall well-being as a hospital. In other words, the percentage of people that get well and do well and stay well, and how well are they treating the patients and all this. And so they came up with a thing to say to the employees, how can we do a better job at what we're doing and this kind of thing. And the person that had the greatest, most significant idea that led to the greatest change of overall wellness in that hospital, guess who came up with it? It was a janitor. And so the chief of surgery came in and talked to this janitor, and then Henry wanted to hear more about the story. And so he saw this guy. He cleaned the whole hospital room spick and span. He brought a bag with him. And he looked at the thing, and there was a Mr. Jones that was coming in later. And so he opened up his bag. He took out a thing of flowers, put it on the vase, fresh cut flowers. Took 2 cards that he had handwritten wanting Mr. Jones to get well and telling him that he was praying for him. He put those cards on his food stand. And then he went over and put something on his nightstand. And then he began to decorate the room. And so Dr. Cloud stopped him and said, whoa, what are you doing? He said, I'm preparing the room for Mr. Jones. He said, when I clean these rooms and make them immaculate, everybody that comes in, the physicians, the PAs, the nurse, the people that come in to draw blood, everybody knows this is a special place. The room is kept immaculate. Why? Because we value Mr. Jones. We want to see Mr. Jones get well. I want to see Mr. Jones get well. When Mr. Jones comes in here and sees the fresh flowers, see the cards that I've handwritten, he knows that I care about him, and Mr. Jones is valuable enough to communicates to him he's worth getting well. He's valued by this hospital. We care about him, and we want Mr. Jones to get well. Guess what, sir? Mr. Jones usually gets well. And before he left the room, he turned around and he said, do you know Mr. Jones? He said, I don't have to. I'd want somebody to do that for me. Wouldn't you? You see, folks, I unapologetically am asking you to fully participate in Legacy 210 because the local church of Jesus Christ is the hope of the world. In the words of the founder, Jesus Christ, every local church is a hospital for sinners. And when people come in here, you and me included, and everyone else who's unchurched or whatever the case may be, they need to find a place that welcomes them, a place that cares about them, a place that values them, a place that loves them, so they can encounter the healing, loving power of Dr. Jesus. We want them to get well, amen? And that's what Legacy 210 is all about.